Let's do a simple example here of some operators, and what that means is your kind of plus, minus, divide, times, modulus, different things like that. And what I've got here is our script in between a couple h1 tags. I declare out the variable x, I assign it to 5, I declare y, and then assign it x plus x to y, and then I use the document object model, the method write, and then I say the answer is in quotations, and then I concatenate y to it. And really, I mean, when you refresh this, you can see the answer is 10 because it's taking x plus x. And we can do, minus to see that it will be 0, and we can do times, and we can do division. And that's kind of how these operators, these basic operators work, is just, adding numbers together, subtracting them, things like that. But we can go a step further, okay? Let's do some decision making now. And we are going to use an if statement in here. And we're going to say if something happens, then do this or do that, based on some kind of conditions, okay? And so we're going to have the conditions in here in the little parentheses. And so we can say if x is greater than 1, okay, then we could say, we could do a document write, and we could say something like the number is larger than 1. Okay, that's kind of stupid, and I don't really know the purpose of it, but we can do that, okay? And we can come down here, and underneath it, we're going to do what's called an else. And we're going to say, if it's not, like if it doesn't meet this criteria, then type out something else. And so the number is less than 1 or something like that. Okay, so if it's less than or equal to, because I said it has to be greater, I didn't say it has to be 1 or greater than, so we're going to do it like that. And now when I refresh that screen, we can say the number is larger than 1, and when I put that to 0, okay, and save it and refresh it, you can see the number is less than or equal to 1. And it's 0, so it's less than. And so we can use a greater than or greater than and equal to, or we can say it's equal to something, or we can do a triple if we want to say it's exactly equal to. But normally just do a double. So if it equals 1, it would write that. And if it's anything else, it would write something else. This is a great way to kind of decide if something's going to happen. Okay. So next thing in here, let's go ahead and say, let's declare a function. Okay, and a function, I like to do that all lowercase. Function. What we do in order for that to happen is we got to give it a name. All right, and we could have a name like I don't know, we could have it do some math. We could have it do this math right here if we wanted to. And we could call it calculate, okay? And we put a couple curly braces, and we can say return x times x. And so anytime we run this function, it's going to do x times x. So we can do a calculate, something like that, and we could just write out the results. Now, that's probably not the best thing to put inside of an if statement right now. Let's just keep this outside, and I'm going to turn this all off. And again, you can comment these lines out by doing a slash star and a star slash, and that's very, very similar to CSS. Another thing you can do is you can do like a slash slash, and they'll comment out an individual line. Okay. So I'm going to just run a calculation, and it's going to take x times x. What we might want to do, rather than returning this, we could just let's do something simple here. Let's just say document.write, because I'm going to do that x times x with something else, and we're just going to say hello. Okay. And here, let's just do it the most simplistic way we can. That other example might be a little too complex for right now. And I'm just going to say calculate. It's going to run that function and say hello. So I'll refresh that and it says hello. Another thing we can do is change this to do some math for us. So maybe I want to return a number. I want to return the value y or something, okay? And so what we're going to do here is we're going to say var y equals x plus x, something like that. And we're going to take in the variable x. So when I put in this calculate here and I put in, 5, okay, and I probably don't need those anymore up above. I want to write out, because I'm returning a number here. Now I could do a document.write inside of that function, but I'm going to just write out right here this calculate. Okay, so what that's doing is it's saying, okay, now go on my document, write out, and then run the function with 5 in it. Okay, and so it's going to take 5 and put it there, and then it's going to put 5 there and 5 there, assign them to y, and then it's going to return y. And so that should just return 10 right here, and then we should see the number 10. So I run that, we can see that 10. So again, just a simple example of a function, and then calling that function inside of a write statement to make it a little bit easier to do things. Now you can add more if you want to. We could put in some alerts in here if we wanted to. We can do some different things. We could even, do some kind of event listener if we wanted to, and run that function every time somebody clicks on something. It's really sky's the limit on what you want to do with this. But this is, again, a simple example of a couple functions you could use.